Hi, Tea Society. Welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet. Today we are checking out ATEEZ Adrenaline. Am I ready for this in any way, shape, or form? No, but we're just gonna do it anyway because I've descended into the realms of delirium anyway with this comeback just from promotions. So we're just gonna dive in and see where we end up. I'm too giddy. I need to calm down. I won't be able to have anything productive to say if I'm just like stuck in the giggles. All right, here we go. Adrenaline, lyrics first. If that bothers you, I can't help you. You got the wrong channel. If pausing and talking bothers you, leave now, forever hold your peace. I don't want to hear it in my comments. Let's go! Whoa. Wait, okay. First off, love the way that we're getting that wind up at the beginning, right? With that very like club sound that we definitely got like some hints of with the preview stuff and the like teaser things. Love starting off with Captain. Love the way that he was like hitting certain sounds, getting a bunch of these G sounds and everything. I think is really fun. I'm just gonna go back to the beginning. I'm just for personal reasons gonna go back. Also love how we switched from the rap cadence into the singing with the post on the vocals. Super fun. It's giving what number one, no one. I'm not entirely sure what exactly the meaning is because I feel like it could be taken many ways, but his solo that he had on In Your Fantasy. Because we see like pull the bass, then you have like the wind up. I like the no gimmick. Okay. Whoa, wait, okay, I'm sorry. I do not mean to interrupt you, Yosung darling. Look at you having lines. Before the first minute mark, look at you go. Anyway, I love the way that they're playing around with the vocals. Like I was saying with Hundung's part, I like that we went from that like rap cadence into that singing vocal, and then we had the post on it, so it was a little bit different, playful, adding into the club vibe that we're getting. And then with Jungho's part, having that like deeper part of his tone, and then going into that like mixed sound where he belts so good, like having that transition just in like the way that he's placing his voice. So well done. And I think it's such a good effect of, again, ramping up the energy, but there's this great feeling of transitioning into more intensity. Ooh, wait, I don't know how far I want to go back. I love this line too of the no limit, no gimmick. I love the like rhyme in that, the slant rhyme in that, but also the go get it too. Like again, the slant rhyme, like limit, gimmick, get it, right? That's fun. Like I like no gimmick part of saying this isn't just us playing around. This isn't us just saying things for the sake of posturing and we don't actually have anything to back it up, because there's a bit of a braggadocious feeling to the song so far with the lyrics, but it's saying we're not just saying that, we can prove it, we can give you examples of what we're talking about, but also the no limit of we're not just going to stop because we've gotten to a certain place where people say that we're being like successful or that we've gotten to a certain height, we're going to continue anyway. So I love that. And again, just like the way that they're playing around with how the vocals kind of transition, both in terms of the, again, placement, but then also like the posts that we're getting on stuff too, and the little like reverb we got there. I think this song will pull back. Beautiful transition. Flashing through my veins. She don't go to my I can feel it, girl, running through my face. Wild lower vocal. Whoa, okay. Don't you start with me. Okay, several things. We heard part of that in the like track preview where it had all the little bits of the different songs, which was already I was already feeling like I was in danger because I was like, how dare you give me Yosang vocals as a way of being like, you should listen to the main track of this album because that is how you're going to get me interested. But I love it because he has such a rich, dark tone that it's a great contrast to the aggression that we were getting, which leads me to my next point. San did not have to hit those consonant sounds so hard in his enunciation. Also, that was Seonghwa. I know that like lyric videos, grain of salt, especially with newer releases. Was that Seonghwa? Are we unlocking another character of his voice? Again, there's a bunch of stuff that I haven't gotten to that I know are like some of their more intense songs. He had just a beautiful, I was like, I like that before he had a nice pulling back of his voice. He like softened it out into a breathier tone. Did he just yell at me? We're gonna have to go back. I just need to recalibrate. I just need to like, especially with that being the photo that we've chosen for him. I'm already like, I already feel like I don't know. I got called to the principal's office. I don't know what's happening. Great to have Yuna as well. He's a bit of darker tone too. He's that T sounds so aggressive. Why are you growling at me? And then it goes to a crazy beat. Oh, they're gonna dance. Oh no. They're gonna dance with San and Seonghwa at the front. Why you trying to be alone? I know you want it. 조명 사이로 보이는 너의 눈빛. 감당할 수 없이 흔들리는 네 성미. I get you nervous. Guess that's your purpose. I beg your absolute pardon. Okay, first off, I was not expecting to get the like brighter sounding vocal. I'm also obsessed with Wooyoung's voice in general. I have not gotten out of that. I don't know what's happening. Also, this photo shoot is also living rent free in my brain. I don't know what's happening with that. I've had to accept that I am apparently I don't have a bias in this group. It's all of them. I just need to be honest with myself. Okay, for a while I was like, it's 2, 3, maybe 4, and now I'm like, what is a bias anyway? So you know what, I'm going through it anyway of just me trying to function, having a beautiful bright sound in contrast to like this heavy like bass like club beat, right? And the aggressive like yelling like growl vocal, right? Going into that brighter sound as things are pulling back a little bit. Great melodies with Jungho's part. And then Mingi whispered at me and I forgot every thought that I was gonna have that was constructive. Oh, I think it was him like saying he makes me nervous. I'm like, oh, Jungho does make me nervous. He keeps being in music videos where he's looking down at me and I'm like, I know. I understand that I'm just a peasant. You don't need to remind me. It's fine. I'm not gonna get through the song. I was like all excited being like, oh my gosh, it's longer than 2.5 minutes. We've been blessed. And now I'm like, it might be too much. I don't know how I'm gonna function. No, it's fine. I'm just remembering the choreo that we got in like the preview thing that I'm gonna have to survive through. No, okay. Just one more time. I just want to make sure I understood what we were doing. Why you trying to be alone? I know you want it. 조명 사이로 보이는 너의 눈빛. I love the melody of this. I'm gonna be so honest with you, I blacked out. Okay, no, I need a second. So, I know that Mingi has a deeper voice. I'm aware. And then he started with the whispering. I wasn't ready for the ad-libs to keep in that similar vein. And for him to be like reined in with his energy, right? Because we have some of those like growl yelling vocals. And usually Mingi comes in to be a little bit of a hype man in the overall arrangement of an ATEEZ song, right? At least from what I've heard. Again, tons of stuff I still have to get to. They need to stop releasing new things so I can catch up, but that's a different issue that I have to bring up. But usually that's like his purpose, is to ramp up some of the energy or like the kind of aggressive edge that they have, because he's good at bringing some of that like growl grit to his voice. And I think the fact that he pulled back on it for this is what tripped me up, is that it's a very controlled energy, and even having the ad libs be like this whisper or like this breathiness to some of his delivery is him like deviating from that, which I think is like interesting. If you're gonna have growl vocals from the other members, though, it's a great way of bringing in a different element, right? Because clearly that's what they're doing. If you're gonna have a voice like Seonghwa, right, beautiful, light, airy singing voice. I'm just thinking of what he did, the like Angels cover that I checked out. Anyway, like beautiful vocal from him. San, gorgeous like falsetto we can get from him, right? And then you're gonna give them like the aggressive delivery. Obviously, then you go to the person who usually has the aggressive vocal and you're like, do something softer. And I think that fits so well with the progression of the song, because there's so much energy and hype at other parts that I love that we get those bright vocals right after that first chorus. And then Mingi comes in and it's this like softer delivery, like not even like softer necessarily. It's just a very like dialed in, right? It's a very controlled energy. I didn't read any of the lyrics. I'm so sorry. I will go back. My brain stopped and I was just listening to him. Yeah, this is going to be an issue. This is just the song. I don't have to look at them performing. And I know what I'm just thinking, like, I know what Mingi is like when he performs. I'm just, okay, no, it's fine. I feel like that like rolled R we got there. Wait, I don't mean to interrupt you, darling, but I think that going from Mingi to Yosung is already a lot for you to get me, so I'm gonna have to take a breather anyway. I love the drive energy, I guess. We have the like ride, throttle, and everything as well. The gasoline is how we kind of start. So I think that, yeah, the pulling back on some of the energy I think is interesting as well, because if you're going with a like race car driver analogy, right, which is again like being in control despite the fact that you're like going at these like high speeds, but also like it takes so much concentration. I say this as someone who grew up in a household where we watched a lot of racing and had a parent who did a little bit of that before I was born, to be fair. I did spend a lot of my childhood around race car tracks though. But it takes so much concentration, because if you're not paying attention the entire time and keeping in control, that could be like super dangerous, right? Like you're going to mess up. It takes so much focus. So I think that having him dial back in his performance makes so much sense for the lyrical content, right? It is someone who is very much in control, who is concentrating on like exactly what they're trying to accomplish, right? But also doing it at great speeds. And I think that's a great like metaphor for like ATEEZ as a group and like Mingi as a performer, to say, I'm going to keep progressing and reaching new heights through my work, but I'm also like very concentrated and I know exactly where I'm going and like in control of that. And I think that's a great like metaphor being built up throughout that. And like I like that we have the like gasoline in my blood and then we end with burning through my veins. Good little like bookending thing going on. Anyway.
I can feel it go, flashing through my veins. She don't go to my right out again. I can feel it go, running through my veins, buzzing on my neck, pumping adrenaline. I can feel it go, flashing through my veins. She don't go to my right out again.
Just mean. The production's wild. I just was like, the production is wild, and then you're like, let's pull out the production. For personal reasons, I am gonna have to listen to Yosung say that again. Thank you for your understanding at this time.
Let's go!
I can see, is he gonna get center? Do I want too much? Ooh. Love that. Wait, I know there's drop coming. Okay. Anyway, I just had a moment where I was like, if Yosung sings a little ad-lib, is he gonna get center? Because we're getting a bunch of production stuff, and I'm assuming that we're gonna have dancing. Do I wish too much? Maybe. I don't know. I'm greedy. I'm gonna keep putting it out into the universe that I want more center Yosung in dance choreo stuff. Thank you. But then the like, this track is my throne. Great line. Because like track as in music, right? You say a song is a track, but also like a racetrack. So good. But then that wind up again of Jungho doing that great, beautiful, smooth transition in his voice to get from that further back placement, really pushing that sound forward and widening out that vowel to get that almost like rock sound as he like hits that higher note. So good. Little cry at the end too. Jesus! No comment. It's a nasty drop. Fun. I feel tired and all I did was listen to the song. Okay, thoughts. I love the metaphor. Like I was already saying, like the kind of like race car driver metaphor, because again, it's like you need a bunch of concentration and control, and I love the double meaning of a track, right? Given that they're musicians, and even just the idea of pumping adrenaline and then having the like gasoline like in your veins or whatever, like in your blood. I think that's really fun too, to be like almost like being one with the like machine that is like your vehicle to progress forward in like your craft, right? I think that's all a really good way of bringing all that together for just like the song. I like that I didn't have to sit and stare at lyrics that had a bunch of meanings that they were going to say was up to our interpretation, like lemon drop it in your fantasy. I like that this is more of just like a hype track going through like the more recent comebacks, right? Those are the only comebacks I've experienced like in real time as opposed to going back. A bit of a different vibe, and I really like getting something that has a very like dark, heavy sound to it, but still has that club beat that they experimented with in Your Fantasies, both like the song and then going into some of their solos, and having something that very much is like that hype track, getting those vocals that are the group vocals at the end to kind of like cheer along. I think that's also a really fun mechanic because you don't have to worry as much about having a really intricate vocal performance. You can just throw yourself into the choreography and the crowd can be there with you with that energy, and the like, I don't know, dancers, I'm assuming as well, like you can have so much of that energy built up, and for a song called Adrenaline you're gonna need something like that. Great performances from everyone. I feel like I've heard a different version of people's voices again. Like I wasn't ready for the ones that growled at me to growl at me. I wasn't ready for some of the softer vocals to be softer. There was a lot of lower vocals all around, which I expect from Yosung, Mingi, but getting some more of the lower ones from Yuno and like Seonghwa with the like more aggressive edge. San's also great. Even like Jungho getting some of his like lower range, I feel like it's something that we don't get a lot of because he's so good at hitting some of those like really powerful, like belted show-stopping moments, right? Like those ad-libs and things. And they do have some great like lower voices in this group anyway, that you can have them kind of handling some of that kind of grounding of the performance, and then have Jungho hitting some of those higher ones. And I like that in this one we have him doing both, right? We have him starting in his lower register and then like literally like dialing up. You can almost hear the way that he's shifting the sound, which he's doing super clean. I get that this is a recording, but you're gonna pick like the best version of it, but the fact that I'm like, he 100% can do that. I'm gonna check out a live performance and he's just gonna do it like it's easy. and I'm gonna be upset that I probably could never do that. Like, even on my best day, back when I was training all the time as vocalist, I don't think I could ever do it that clean. And he's gonna do it in the middle of a performance, probably while also dancing incredibly, and I'm just gonna be so upset that he gets to be that talented. Obviously, because he's put a lot of work, but I love that we get to see so many of their voices, right? Like the softer sounds from as well, and then getting some of those more aggressive edges, like even like Honjung having some of those like aggressive moments, which I'm scared about because demon line, but also getting some of that like playful singing from him as well. Like I love that we, even though I feel like this isn't the most intricate in terms of vocal performance, which I expect more from like B-sides from their songs anyway, because there's some gorgeous performances in their B-sides from the albums I've checked out so far. And given the type of song it is, right? It's a hype song. It's not supposed to be a ballad where you're really going to be able to showcase everyone's voices from like a technical side. But I love that we get to hear so many different tones of their voices, and they're still playing around with the character of it, especially in comparison to the last couple of comebacks. Like, how different is this performance-wise in terms of their vocals from In Your Fantasy before this, right? Or even like Ash. Even if we're going into some of the like similarities of a throwback club kind of inspiration in terms of the like way that they're changing their voices around, I feel like it's a very different performance, and I love that. I might be procrastinating a little bit to watch the music video because I am very scared for my safety. Just hearing the song has made me question whether or not I am safe to be here, and yet we must watch it. I'm scared and excited because I just had a moment where I'm like, oh no, there's gonna be storyline. It's longer, but also I'm not caught up on storyline, so I'm sorry. I'm not gonna know all the things. I'm gonna be guessing. I'm gonna be theorizing. Please do not put spoilers in my comments because I do want to figure things out for myself. But I can't not watch it, okay? It's fine. Everyone take a deep breath. Me, I'm talking about me. I need to breathe. An elevator again? Why do you have the cube again? Okay. Gosh, we are mid-jump. How dare he, honestly. I didn't ask to be treated like this. Anyway, I have thoughts, because we have the elevator. And we had the elevator in Lemon Drop? They were in the elevator, which I also noticed because it rains while they're in the elevator. And then In Your Fantasy, isn't it raining outside when they go into the club? Anyway, and now we're in like a club setting, and we have the cube, which I don't entirely know about because I know it was In Your Fantasy and Ooyoung had it as well. But we also had the cube, isn't it on like the table in, I want to say Illusion? There were so many things on that table, which was like Illusion, ATEEZ. I'm assuming we're dealing with some of that. And we had the cube, we had the like glass cases in Say My Name. Also the blue lighting. We got a bunch of them in the cube thing. I know it's supposed to be like the stage, but I do think it's interesting to have in Your Fantasy, the club, there's also all the people with like masks and stuff. I'm just putting out thoughts, okay? I'm just, for the record, putting things out because I do go back through and I make notes. I put my notes that are a little bit chaotic and might be a bit concerning in the amount that I hyperfixate over on Patreon. They're free. You can just go and see them if you want. I also noticed because Ooyoung's the only one with red hair. We have like dark hair and then light, right? Because we have the blonde with Yosung. I think in the music video, Mingi has the like half and half hair. Like it's like light on top and then the dark underneath, which I also think is interesting because I have so many thoughts about Mingi and what journey he's on. But it seems like we're commanding people. It's unfair for him to have that much, like, presence, you know? He's literally just standing. Ooh, that's a fun transition. God. Oh my god. Whoa. Ooh, wait. Okay, first off, great transition there. Almost like because Wooyoung like runs across and we get the transition in it, the running. Also, oh my god, this Yeosang. Do you have a ponytail? Okay, there's too much going on. So we got like a little bit of we're missing Seonghwa and Dogo, right? Doing something different. But also we have the car. And I've talked about in the teaser, no, the photos. There's so much stuff that I post now that I'm like, where did I talk about this? ATEEZ. But I was going through the photos and I was talking about how in one of the promo photos with these outfits, Yuno is in a car. And I was like, he was in a car in Ash. And then it crashed. And I was like, who else was involved with that? I'm like, Sun. And Sun also has the like cut on his eyebrow. And he was hurt on like his left side in Ash. And now we have the car again, which I understand we have like car imagery with just like the song. But I'm like, it's coming up again. See, I went into Ash and I'm like, I don't know how much this is actually connected because it's a Japanese release. I'm like, I'm just gonna go with the assumption that it's all connected. And I'm like, I think it's all connected, guys. I'll get my conspiracy. Look, my notes that I put over on Patreon are like full conspiracy board. There are arrows connecting screenshots. There's sometimes a color coding system if I could rein in my crazy a little bit. It's a whole thing. What? This is a lot for me to like process through. Do the masks mean something? You were with the masked people. Also, ATEEZ is the masks. I don't know enough. Oh my god. Dogo looks so good. You need to raise your eyebrow.
Flashing through my veins. She don't go to my right towel again. I can feel it, girl, running through my veins. Buzzing on my neck, pumping adrenaline.
Whoa. Sir? Are we in the storm? Whoa. Okay, I know I'm interrupting right before. Okay, I was just like, is the car flying because we were in the storm because there's the windstorm that was coming in the one like teaser preview or whatever? Which again, good god. Okay, anyway, he's so committed and we respect that. Again, like the rain was starting, right? And then we had all the like thunder that was rolling in Ash. So you'd like rain starts in Lemon Drop when they're in the elevator. And then it continues within your fantasy because they go inside. And then Ash has the thunderstorm, right? The clouds are rolling in. And then I was like, it's interesting that we also have that here with the preview stuff of the thunderstorms coming in. And then the windstorm is picking up. So is that what's happening? Also, again, I already made the connection before in case anyone wasn't paying attention. Hasn't seen all the things where I've talked about things. So I try to summarize that like Ash and sand that we have here is also like a connection because like dust. Right? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust in some ways. But Ash was all about destroying everything. And then now it's almost like they're maybe building something new, going on to the next thing. I don't know. We had the cuts happening with Seonghwa. I also noticed from all the photos seems to have an outfit that like makes him stand out. Like he'll have a different color palette or like a I don't want to say like a different color palette. It still like works within the same vibe, but it definitely makes him like in the group photos, he always stands out. He has like a lighter outfit or he has something different going on that makes him stand out compared to the others, which I'm interested in. Thoughts? And then we have him here. Oh my god. Ooh, I like the dance move. Boy! Just some quick science. They put, you know, in the center for a dance break anyway, but like, just some science. Don't worry about it. I like that big movement on that synth. So we're not supposed to survive this one. Oh my god, these outfits. I'm sorry. I realized I was like, oh my gosh, these outfits, because we saw the promo photos. And then I realized that I took like the biggest gulp. Calm down, okay? It's just Wooyoung, okay? It's fine. He'd be giving me a reality check if he could see me behaving like this too. We need to like dial in, okay? We need to focus. Why you trying to be alone? I know you want it. 조명 사이로 보이는 너의 눈빛 감당할 수 없이 흔들리 Interesting to have like oh my god. I love the like tracking photos. Boy, leave me alone. Whoever did his makeup, thank you. Whoever put him in this outfit, thank you. Okay, thoughts. Actually, okay, I can't think with him on the screen, okay? I'm like, I need to pick something where I don't have to look at them. I'm trying to think of like people that we're having paired up as well, because Uyang, something was going on with him and Ash, because he was in the like circle of Ash and he seemed like he was trying to find something, almost like I said, like almost like a prison of your own making, because it was just like a circle drawn around him or whatever. Like it's something he could escape from. There wasn't like anything like actually physically keeping him where he was. He was looking for like the photo or whatever. But we also had him starting to disappear into the ash. We also had Jungha on his own because he was in the like phone booth confessional thing. And then Minky has also been doing stuff on his own, because we had him on his own with In Your Fantasy. He was the only one that was in like a different like lighting. And I also, he's moving in like the same direction here. I noticed too many things, okay? He was in the same direction in Your Fantasy. He's moving from like I'm gonna say stage right. So he's moving from like over here across the screen. He does that in Your Fantasy and people are walking past him in the blue lighting, much like this. It's not like a fight scene, but he's like moving through them. And then in Ash, isn't he moving in the same direction through the graveyard? Also seemed like he's trying to find something. So I'm assuming the parallels are on purpose. I'm also assuming like continuity, because in at least stage production, which is mostly in my background when it comes to like acting and performance, you will move from the same direction, like stage right to stage left, and then you'll go backstage back to stage right to like cross the stage again to show that your character is like moving in the same direction for a long distance. So that's what it makes me think of. I feel like it's the same journey that he's on because he's moving in the same direction, right? You don't have to actually answer that again. I'm like, I've no spoilers. I'm just putting things out there that I've noticed. So having those three together is interesting to me because I feel like they know something. Sungwa's going through a whole thing now because we have the In Your Fantasy because has like the broken glass. And I also noticed, isn't it in Skin, there's like the breaking glass sound in it as well. And then in Ash, he is like in the boat by himself. I have so many thoughts. I don't have the connecting pieces between the beginning of the story and what we're doing now. I'm just putting things out there. Also, they all look really good. Like whenever Jungkook goes like really intense, and I'm just like, huh, interesting. Noted. That. I like that this is like a slow-mo fight too. The eyebrow's unnecessary. Oh my god. Like unnecessary for him to look like that. Cube again. Oh my god. Boy. Okay. First off, the red cube thing is happening again. Second, we did not need to look over our glasses at me. Third, what was the eyebrow about? Also interesting that we have slow-mo going on for a song called Adrenaline, but that's a whole other thing. Though it might be, okay, it might be linked in because adrenaline, right? Everything feels like it's slowing down because you're so hyper aware of what's happening. Because adrenaline is also like a stress response, right? It's like a fight or flight. I'm like so torn between the fact that they're simultaneously managing to wreck me and I'm trying to pay attention to story things. Oh my god. He does not need to look so much like a vampire. Like it's the looking like a vampire that is getting to me. He's a real person. He's just like a guy that people know. You know what I mean? And he looks like that. And then there's the rest of us. And it's fine. I can feel it go. Running through my veins, buzzing on my neck, pumping. Like that's not necessary in any way. He's so in it. I support you. Wait, sorry. I'm sorry. Look, I said in the song, I want a Yeosang center. Wait. Okay, I just need to breathe. I need to ground myself. I need to remember, reel it in. Okay. Boy. I'm sorry. I was having a moment because Yosuke was center, and then San came in and was like picking a fight with me. I'm going back. Yosuke center. So happy. It's ridiculous because I've not been here for the whole journey. I didn't do anything. I'm not responsible for any of the reasons for why this is happening. I'm just so happy. There might be am I tearing up? I need to calm down. Anyway. Oh my gosh, you got a little dance break. I'm so happy. He did so well. Okay. I love the changing of the angles too. Like they've been doing it throughout the whole music video, but this difference of like perspective from like the way that they're having like background and foreground, playing around with that, and then the way that they're transitioning from like these kind of off-kilter lower angles, higher angles. It feels like there's something kinetic in the way that they're switching between cameras at the same time after a big like continuous shot here, right, where we go from like Yosung to Seonghwa to Yuno to San, right? Like we're moving through the scene. Same with like Mingi's part, right? Like it's a continuous shot in contrast to like cutting between those different angles and stuff. And I think that that's really fun. I'm gonna live here for a second. I'm gonna move on. I am. But I need you to know that I am going to come back and watch Yeosung center moment so many times. That if you're wondering where I'm at, it's right there. Oh, I need live performance. I didn't do anything, son. I was being supportive. Whoa. No one is driving that car. Whoa. Boy, okay, just some quick science. Just a little bit of science. Yeah. No, it's fine. You just look like that. It's fine. It's whatever. Okay, thoughts? No one is driving this car that Sana's in, which... Interesting that we're in the backseat, especially again, okay, because I'm connecting with the car, with Yuno crashes the car, we have the car crash into San in this one, and we don't see him like actually in the driver's seat of the car. There was also the car in Lemon Drop. Isn't San driving in that one? I'm trying to remember who all drove in that. I feel like I know Jungho was sitting there. Same with Uyang. If I have to rewatch it, I will. Okay, and then we have the like transitioning shot. Like, again, like this kinetic feeling of the camera like moving through these different scenes. It feels like a continuous shot through everything, which I also think is interesting. Like having these like cuts between these different scenes versus having a cleaner transitions between the scenes, so it looks like it's a continuous shot instead. And then we have the two parallel lines with Jungho, which also makes me think of Say My Name when they're the opposite sides of the like plexiglass. Which again, the boxes have the glass dots. Even the like structure, I know this is like stage, so it makes sense for this to be a structure, but it feels like this is also like a pseudo box, right? With the blue lighting. That's cool, the way that it comes from the ground. And he's outside of the lights in the square. Ooh, wait. Oh my god, son. Wait. Okay, I know I'm interrupted. First up, the like dance off I wasn't ready for. San was already showing off, and then we got a little. There's so many things that I love in this. I can't function. Okay, but then Yuno was on his own with the masks people, which was also with Hunjung. And then I feel like there's a connection with like Seonghwa and Yeosung. But then we also had it with the people who were running. Were they running with Uyang though, or were they running at Uyang though? Was he being chased, or was he leading? Now I have questions, because I was also noticing that, like I said before, with Hunjung, he had the like higher like collar on his coat, which is like a face mask, right? It's like blocking his face. I'm like, that's very much like the backup dancers that we have here, background characters we have, also like ATEEZ. But I was like, oh, also has it. A little like dance off happening, because we have the other members here. I gotta do like a head count. I gotta figure out who's all here. Yeah, we have everyone else, and then is facing off with them. He was the one driving the car, or at least in the driver's seat of the car. I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts. I can't believe I get a Yosung dance break. And then I get another dance break where, you know, it's like doing floor choreo. And then he like does the little flip up thing that he did. Like, I just... hang on, I got it further back. Like, that's clean. Seriously, sure. Unfair for him to do that this far into the music video. Okay, I know there's still more stuff. Just science. Just science. First off, I love in that versus moment that Sun has like the aggressive movements and then he like smooths them out while the others are still doing kind of the sharper movements around him. I think that's a really fun way of making him contrast as a center with everyone else. You know, going off. Great. And then I don't even want to talk about Young in this outfit. The lack of outfit. The lack of outfit is what I have an issue with. Okay? After making us go through this whole music video, and then that's what you're just gonna throw that at us like we're supposed to be okay. And then you're gonna end with the principal like CEO Seunghwa as he growls at me, and then we had the point up into the air, and then it looks like we have the elevator again. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed, and there are too many things for me to think about. My brain is just all over the place. I am gonna watch it again though, and then I'm gonna let it play through. I'm gonna finish it. I swear. I just need a minute. I have that huge arm movement too. I love that. And then we have the red light. It was the blue before. Is it just credits? No. The cube. Oh? What does that mean? What's that? Why did the cube change form? Why did it turn into a meteor, I want to say? Because we also have NASA. I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts. I don't know what to do with myself. There's so many things going through my head. There's the fan part of me that is just, I'm so proud of them, and it's such a good performance, and I can't wait to see dance practices and live performances and all of it, because they gave me so many things that I love in a single thing. And then there's the part of me that loves the lore, but also doesn't know all the lore yet, and is like overwhelmed by that, because I'm like coming in on like book 3 of the series, and I haven't finished book 1 yet. That's how I feel. And then there's the cinematography, and it's just too much. And my brain is very good at holding lots of ideas at once, but it's not that good. I don't know. And Ouyang has the red hair. What does the red hair mean? Because of the red cube, and he has the red cube, and that's from your fantasy because it's the red lighting, but then we also have the blue lighting because we have the holidays because of Say Your Name. I'm gonna need a nap. I don't know how to summarize how I feel. I don't know what I'm feeling other than overwhelmed. There's some tears in my eyes. I have too many thoughts, but I'm also trying to not get too in the weeds about it because I know that I don't have all the parts yet, right? Like I could have gone through this with a fine-tooth comb and I will make my notes on it, but it doesn't really make sense for me to do that yet because I don't have all of the lore leading up to this point. So I'm trying to rein it in a little bit, ask the questions that are going through my head, and point some things out, because then at least I have a reference point to be like, these are the things that I thought, and then when I can come back to certain things, I don't have to, like, I don't know, remember in the depths of all of my thoughts that I've had what I even said. I can just look at what I said in the video. So that's part of it as well. Loved it though. Like I feel like performance-wise, this is so good. It's such a hype song. I think it's great for a single. And I think that, again, it's very different from what they were doing before, right? With the previous couple of comebacks. I don't know about the ones, was it, I want to say Bouncy before? I don't know all the vibes of that one. I've only heard part of it. Anyway, I don't know before Lemon Drop what the vibes were, but At least with like Lemon Drop, definitely like very summery song. In Your Fantasy had a very specific kind of like club poppy like throwback sound, definitely leaning into some more of that like seductive vibe, whereas this is a much more like aggressive, bassier, in your face song, more of a hype song. I think that it works great for a single, for something that they're going to be performing a bunch, and that they can get the energy up for their performances and like promotions for this, and get like the crowd involved with the like cheering and like back and forth parts. And they seem to be incorporating a lot of fun things into like choreo and performance part of it as well. I'm really curious to see how they bring together a performance for this, given, like I was saying, there's so many ways of playing around with how the cameras are working and how it's edited together, of having these like choppier parts with these changes in camera angles to these held traveling camera shots, or at least they're like edited to look that way, right? Like it's supposed to be a continuous shot, have that appearance. I'm interested to see how they incorporate some of that like changes in almost the like kinetic feeling of the performance in the actual choreography. Like, how do you navigate that in a like stage performance as opposed to a video where you can play around with that, right? Like, you can put something into slow-mo in a music video. It's a little bit trickier to get the same effect and impact in a performance. Excited to see how they bring that all together. But whew, are we doing okay? I feel like I'm tired and I just listened to the song. That's all I did. I feel like I need a nap, but I need to go back and I need to watch Yosung. I need to just be like can I just be like a Yosung simp for like a second? Go back and watch the fact that he got like a center choreo moment, because I need it, okay? Like desperately. Wow. No, let me know, obviously, spoiler free, all of your thoughts down in the comments, even if it's just freaking out along with me. What was your favorite outfit? What was your favorite moment? Give me like a timestamp to be like, this was the moment that like my soul left my body, because I feel like we were all there. Captain had the audacity to put a lyric in that said, what, no therapy? For whom? Some of us can't go outside and touch grass, okay? It's all snow out there. No therapy. How am I supposed to keep going? I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to the next time I post an ATEEZ reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.